Welcome, 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 welcome to A Legend Talks. Another
Welcome,
great
welcome,
episode.
welcome,
Okay,
welcome
I'm pretty sure there's no echo
to
in
the
here. I don't know
legends.
why I
The
hear the same thing
legends.
I just said over and over and over
I
again,
know y'all come to hear me,
and
the
you're just
legend talk.
ignoring me while I'm trying to
Welcome,
talk to the
welcome,
people here. The people
welcome,
came for me,
welcome to see the
so
legend talk.
thank you, people around the world, for tuning in to A Legend Talks. Legendary Michael Bowie here with the semi
I,
trying to become
I
legendary.
can do my own intro.
You don't do your own intro. Clearly,
The legendary,
I'm sorry.
the only legend on this show, legendary
I'm sorry. Let's
Emmanuel
wait one
Pierce.
second. Let's look. Raise your hand if you wrote a book. Raise your hand if you put your hand down. Put your goddamn hand down. You didn't write no. You don't do shit. I will intro you. Okay. This is a
The
Legend
legendary
Talks.
Emmanuel
A
Pierce
Legend
here.
Talks with a Legend Story by Michael Bowie. I don't hear Manny's name up in this bad boy.
The legendary Emmanuel
Okay,
Pierce.
no, not gonna point at the people.
The
So here we are.
legendary Emmanuel Pierce.
The remastered copy. Now I'm working on fixing it up a little bit more. I'm not completely happy with it, but it is a lot thicker than the original. For anybody that has the original, you can go and purchase it on Amazon. I know I don't plug it as much at the beginning, but cheap plug. Why not? Let's go ahead and hit it up. So we are talking about a new chapter. And we are almost done with this entire book. This is chapter 21. It goes up to 24. That's aside from all the side chapters. We're going to finish out the series, and then we're going to talk about all the individual characters one episode at a time. And I hope that all the episodes that people have been watching up to this point have been meaningful, that you have gotten something out of it, that it has had really good conversational base topics that we have discussed here. This chapter is called Taking a Goddamn Stand. Taking a goddamn stand. I ain't gonna say it no mo. In this chapter, Jesse has died. John goes to the restaurant. He's kind of talking with Margaret, who kind of inspires him to go to the funeral. And Margaret's like, I really wish I would go, but this is too much. Plus, I have work. It'd be too much to me. It's hard for me to explain. She doesn't go, but she inspires John to go and support his best friend. He goes there. It's kind of a real emotional thing. He speaks at the funeral. That's emotional. There's a lot of different things that are going on. Marie ends up showing up, who's Jesse's ex-wife. It's never really was said if they filed the paperwork and finished it for their divorce, but so we'll say ex-wife. And come to find out, she makes this huge announcement to John that John didn't know by explaining that Chance is actually Jesse's daughter. Mind blown. I am mind blown. It is a lot to take in. This whole time, Chance was Jesse's daughter. Marie was pregnant when they had, you know, separated or whatever. She was about to tell him that night. The night that he was shooting off into the ceiling, came home drunk, had all of his episodes, his drunken episode. And years later, she raised her and she went through life and went down the wrong path. Whatever happened, no one knows really her story in detail for Chance. People want to know her story. But she ended up with Snake, and moral of the story, Jesse died before finding out the Chance was his daughter. So it moves on. They go to the cemetery because John tells Marie that Jesse had something for her. They get there. He was digging up the bracelet that had once a guiding light that Jesse had told John to keep safe. She gives it to him, and military soldiers show up, have an altercation. They kill Marie. John gets out of there. He makes it over to a church, comes across a guy, Father Kirkland, who doesn't want to really give him safe haven, but gives him safe haven. All in all, at the end, this priest kind of inspired him and said, hey, go do the damn thing. Don't call it revenge. Call it God's work. And so this is the point where John is now set on revenge. He's putting up posters with a bounty on Dominic's head after taking down all the posters that Dominic put up for John's head. It's a whole bunch of John Wick kind of bullshit about to pop off. It's going down. This is the summary of this Taking a Goddamn Stand chapter. I'm excited. I don't understand when I'm talking okay? And I'm doing my thing while you're turning around and picking up shit, okay? I don't know why. I don't know why on half the screen that I see what looks like a fucking hat because there is no fucking segment, and I don't know how many times. Guess what? Guess who's taking a goddamn stand right now? I'm taking a goddamn stand, okay? There is no fucking segment, okay? I'm not gonna say it no mo. Not gonna say it no more. Is you finished or is you done? I'm not gonna say it no mo. There's no more. No mo.
You done throwing your little temper tantrum.
Ain't nobody throwing no temper tantrum. I'm just telling you the way it is.
You're acting like a 5-year-old child. When you're done, you let me know, okay?
I
sit here silent while
excuse me. I'm done, but so are you, okay? So you can put your hat on inside, which makes you look stupid. Okay, yep, you're gonna look stupid. I don't know why. Is there something wrong with your eyes? Is there something wrong with your face? Are you sucking on a lemon? I don't get it. Okay, are you saying goodbye? What are we?
This is what you're doing. Okay. This is what I need you.
You're like 5 years old.
This is what you're doing.
Okay, shut your mouth. Put on your stupid fucking hat. I'll just talk to the people and let them know.
This is what you're doing.
It's not a real thing. There's no segment. There's nothing called E-News. There's nothing, okay? This is just the point where I allow Manny, who has read the series, to come on here and ask a few questions. Maybe some questions that people want to know, or him as a reader. It's not a real segment, okay? So, as long as we got that out the way, put on your stupid fucking hat, ask your stupid fucking questions, so I can ask my questions that are way more important, but I just want the people at home to know there's no segment. You can speed it up. Speed it up.
Reporter E here, live from E-News.
Nope, no Reporter E.
And we are back.
We're not back because we were never here the
with
first
another
time.
Segment. Today we have some more questions for author, playwright, actor, comedian, jackass, Michael Bowie.
It must be another Michael Bowie because I don't qualify for that.
You author, director, you don't qualify for all that stuff, guys.
No, I don't qualify for jackass.
Yeah,
I think what the hell I meant.
I think you do. Anywho,
maybe it's jackass E instead of.
I am here today. I am here today with the questions that the people want to know. So let's jump right into it, shall we?
Okay. On your not real segment, go ahead. Ask your questions.
So we start off with John in this cafe with Marie. She's encouraging him, move past his past and all that other stuff. And he's starting to feel good. He's going to Jesse's funeral. And he walks out and he sees himself on wanted posters. Could you explain to people what what you were thinking when you made the choice to have John basically become a wanted criminal? And why is John a wanted criminal? How does Dominic know about John?
It's been a while since I wrote the first one, but John, he knows about him through, I would assume, Carter. And
just making the connection for the people at home.
I'm going to assume Carter. I mean, I don't know if it was specifically stated. It's been a long time, but I know that he's come across him. He's heard about him. He knows that he took this kid from his house. I mean, he's pieced everything together. But for the most part, he's wanted because he wants him dead. He's been a not really a thorn inside of his ass, more so than now he's becoming a thorn in his ass.
Well, he's a loose end, right?
He's put out a hit on him, and
the wanted posters were before the hit. The wanted posters were before the hit, so I would just see it as Dominic tying up a loose end. Would I be wrong there? No one likes loose ends.
No one likes him since.
No one likes loose ends.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of why those would have been up, because I did a remaster, and I know that everything that I did lined up to make sense. So I don't know why or when those posters went up inside of the story, but I know that there is a reason.
Okay. Well, my assumption is Dominic is a guy who seems like he likes to tie up loose ends. This is a loose end.
Knows he's a friend of Jesse, just wants him dead. Knows that his name is John.
There could be multiple reasons. We could infer whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't tell
Uh,
you.
can you talk about John? Uh, the decision to kind of, I guess, for him to kind of join the resistance or help the resistance.
why
Um,
he joined it?
and the completion, yeah, and the completion of his grieving process. You know, he talks to Stacy and he says, "Thank you for what you said. Your hard words. It helped me realize that I need to stop living in the past."
Well, I think that we all grieve differently, as I've said many a times, and at some point there has to be a resolution, a point where there's a realization, and I think John came to it after losing so many people, and that's the hard truth when it comes to anybody in the real world here, where and I think I said it on one of the episodes that we don't step up and want to make a difference and start thinking about becoming better people until we lose somebody important to us. And John's lost so many people that is important, and he's tired of losing people, and it just became a point where, ironically, he's taken a goddamn stand. Enough is enough. Um, and I think that's for anybody, and not just in terms of death, but in general, that we all let things get to us to a point where we say, enough is enough. I'm not going to take any more. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to stand up for what's right. I'm going to speak on what my thoughts and opinions are. I'm going to let people know that they can't walk over me or bully me. And I think that that's the point that John got to. He lost his family, and that was difficult. But I think the only thing that kind of stopped him from killing himself or doing anything hasty was Jesse. Jesse was still in his life. Jesse was his friend. He still had things to look forward to, and I think that's when he lost that was like, look, you've taken everything. And granted, he's making. Why are you like nodding while like you're writing shit down? This is not a real fucking segment. You understand that, right?
Hey, listen, you do your job, I'm gonna do mine. Okay,
Well,
go
you
ahead.
don't have a job because it's not a real thing.
I do.
But you
Answer
don't.
the question.
But you don't, and you're not gonna.
You can't handle the truth. Answer the question.
Anyway, so basically, this is him taking a goddamn stand. He's tired of it all. He's tired of losing people, and now it's time to fight back to get rid of the person that really has caused him the most pain. When you think about it, Dominic's the one that took his family. He took Jesse. He took everything from him. So it's time for Dominic to go, and John wants to be the guy to do it. He's ready to step up and get rid of the one thing that has been the constant part of his sadness and hurt and loss, Dominic Harvey.
Yeah, moving on to my next question. Chance is Jesse's daughter. This came as a shock to me and our other viewers and readers. They were kind of like, whoa, what the heck? What was the motive behind that? Was it just, to have a circular storyline? You finally close out the chapter of Marie and, you kind of get a chance, a little bit more development, or was there another motivational factor in making her Jesse's daughter?
Well, I think that Jesse in general, I have built in this story and even in the continual stories when you start to find out more that you didn't know about Jesse, to be shrouded with mystery. And I think that this entire book, I wanted it to not only have shock value, but to have those certain things where it shows connection. I remember when I wrote this first one, and a lot of people separate us by race, even by religion, and they don't understand for all the people in the world. You go all the way back, 7 billion or however many people are on the planet currently. The further you go back, that number is lessened until you get to a point where it started with 2 people. It doesn't matter what you say. It didn't just show up 2 people of every single race and whatever. Like, it started with 2 people. In some aspect, it had to. And so, to me, the connection is that we all are related. It's a small world. I can't tell you how many times you run into something.
It's a small world after all. Okay, it's a small world after all. This is just a small world. And definitely, you cannot. Shout out to my Disney fans out there.
Matter. You have been fired from this job or your fake little segment, and you've been fired for singing. So, just to let you know.
Yeah, I can't be fired from this job and continue.
You can, and I'm the one to do it. Because raise your hand if you wrote a book. Anyone? Put your hand down, because you ain't wrote shit, okay? You ain't wrote shit. Not a book, not an essay, not a note, nothing. Okay, put your hand down. To finish answering the question, is that Chance, she has so much to her, and she was supposed to be that person that continued. If I'm going to get rid of, because we talked about it, like, why did I get rid of Jesse? If I'm getting rid of somebody that I didn't spend a lot of time to build up, but I did spend a lot of time to build up, to continue his legacy, to continue his story, to continue his character, to continue knowing things about him or learning things about him, someone connected to him had to be there, and Chance was that person. She was that person that was young and the right age after so many years, and the right character that you could fall in love with after falling in love with Jesse, and the right person maybe to have an influence to John that he hadn't lost everything. I think it's so good that I can't see your fucking face right now, even though I don't like. No, okay, it's back. Okay, the migraine that I have is back, and I can see you up close and okay, put it back. Yes, cover up most of your face if you would, so I can't see you, and you're not gonna do it, so I can still see you. All right, so I'm just gonna not look at the TV. So anyway, so like I was saying, is that Chance is that person that gives kind of John some type of hope, some type of connection after losing even Marie, who he was close friends with Marie, and just watched her die too. She's that last little piece of the puzzle, aside from Margaret. So, there it is.
Puzzle. Okay. Moving on to our next question. Father Kirkland. He's a very interesting priest. Let's talk about Father Kirkland. Were there any characters or other source material that inspired you to make a guy like Father Kirkland? And we have a couple questions about Father Kirkland, but that's just our intro.
No, but in everything inside of this book, like I said, the happenings, the people, and everything with this story, I wanted to connect to something in some aspect, in some way, shape, or form. And the only thing that was missing was faith and religion. To add some type of component of faith and religion. And sometimes faith and religion is that deciding factor that causes people to wake up or open their eyes or believe more, have faith. And faith is that ongoing word that you hear throughout the whole thing. And if at the end of the day, someone had to give John faith that everything was going to be okay, to give him and other people that there was hope to still have within this story. And so religion and having that religion centerpiece, to me, I think was important. Who was going to be the person that would inspire him to have the need or want or drive for revenge, to go out there and fight back, to be part of the resistance, to stand up? Is it Margaret? They're close, but they're not really close. You know, who is it? He's lost everybody else. And so it needed to be a man of faith, a man of God. And so I think that that's the reason why I put that in there. And, you know, you'll also come to learn with inside of the other books that there's other reasons why certain people are just put there. I mean, there's a story to tell for each and every person that's introduced inside of this book. And that's why I love the series in general, because regardless of who it is, they have so much to where they could have their own book, their own story, their own legacy. There's a lot to it. Okay. You know what? I don't know.
Okie dokie.
Writing in your diary.
So moving on to our next question.
And you're not going to cut me off while I'm talking. I'm literally making fun of the fact that you're writing in your diary, and you're going to listen to that joke, and everyone else that's watching is going to laugh, and you're going to laugh because you have a fucking diary on your fake fucking segment. So go ahead with your next fucking question. And I said a lot of F-bombs in this because it's called Taking a Goddamn Stand. And if the title has some swearing in it, and I'm sick of your bullshit, then this is me taking a goddamn stand. So, go ahead. Are you waving by?
On to our next question about Father Kirkland. Again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to E-News. Don't forget to become a monthly subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you.
Not real.
Anywho, on to our next question about Father Kirkland. Did you, you said you needed a man of faith or a man of religion. And father, priest, it's kind of Catholic. Did you think about maybe using another religion, or are you just drawing on your own personal experiences? And would you encourage...
Did I say in there that he was of Catholic belief?
Well, Father Kirkland is pretty suggestive. There's only one religion that calls people father, whether you say it or not.
Is there?
But the question I was going to ask before you rudely interrupted me.
The question.
Da-da!
Right? Don't do the
Should readers feel free to imply whatever religion or
You can
whatever they
imply,
want
but you
on
can
it
infer whatever you want. But if you're asking a
to
question,
make themselves feel a little more connected to the story?
so you chose him to be Catholic. Okay, gotcha.
Well,
So
father is, just
what's
kind
your
of.
question?
I'm not Catholic, but father's kind of.
What's your question?
That was my question. Could readers, imply, infer their own to make them feel closer to the story?
They can infer whatever they want. I think, I've talked to many readers, and I've never read a book by Stephen King, but they say that that's the thing that they appreciate because it's left up to the reader's imagination for how he writes. That everything is pretty much inferred, and their mind begins to wander in the dark place where maybe they're just fucked up because that's what they're thinking of is fucked up shit.
So did you write this book to kind of be in that vein as well?
I don't think that I did because it's not a dark thing for you to infer religion or infer this or infer that.
Mhm.
Nothing is. I think that in terms of gore compared to Stephen King, it's very detailed where it's not left to the imagination. And you read the first book, so I think that you would agree that it's very detailed. I mean, whatever you infer about the violence in this, that's on you. But as far as religion, what people look like, those things are left up to the reader's imagination because I want them to create the world, help create the world that I've already created. Can you stop clicking shit and write it in your diary? All right. Who do you think you are? Clarissa explains it all. Okay, get out of your fucking diary. This is not. You know what? I just thought of it. This is the diary of a mad black woman, and you're a mad black woman.
Diary of a mad black woman.
This is what we're doing. So I'm gonna call you Tyler Perry because you kind of look like him.
I call you Tyler Perry because you kind of look like him.
Keep covering up your face so I can't see you. Okay, and now I can see you.
Keep covering up your face so that I can't.
You're just gonna write down what I'm saying. I don't have time for these. Are we done with your questions?
Are we done with your questions?
Okay.
No, we are not.
Are we good?
Are we good?
You're so fucking immature.
You're so fucking immature. Oh my god.
Two can do this.
Two can do this. Okay.
Can do this.
Final question. So Father Kirkland has now inspired John to do God's work, aka get his revenge. We want to give the readers a little tease as to what's coming. Because the action in this book has been very gory, the violence has been very gory. But the readers want to know, is John going to take it to level 10 to get his revenge?
John wants all the smoke. End of question. End of question. I think that's very clear.
Okay. I'll have to tune in next week to get the answer to that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to E News.
Stop thanking people.
This has been Reporter E.
He's not a reporter.
He's not a reporter.
He's literally wearing a golf hat. I've never seen.
Literally wearing a golf hat.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the immature.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the immature level.
You're so fucking mature. It's unbelievable.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and ask Mike.
Thank you guys for tuning in to E News. Go ahead, like I said, join our monthly subscription. Hit that button down below.
But this
and
is not,
thank you.
Not a real thing.
This has
not been.
E News.
It has not been E News, so you can take off the stupid fucking golf hat. Okay, thank you. Now that we're done with that, Tiger Woods, we can jump into Reporter Bowie.
No such thing.
Yes.
No such thing. No such thing.
There is such thing. There is such thing. It's my turn to ask questions. Now,
stupid ones, but go ahead.
Some of the things that I want to know, and I'm going to kind of start ass backwards here on this one. Where
is this different from any other time?
Hold on. Is this different from any other time? I want clap.
Hey, so you get the clapping emojis too.
You should get the clapping emojis too. I can do it too. Okay, you're so.
I'm glad.
Okay. So anyway, to my questions, what I want to talk about is revenge. I think that my questions kind of deal with a more personal level, like an analyzation of things from our everyday life. Revenge. Do you think John is right in going for revenge? Is revenge a good answer?
You must think so because you tried to get revenge on me from doing my job, so I know where you stand.
Okay. Apparently, you don't listen to the question, because the question is, do you think revenge is in the right cards for John to be playing? And what are your thoughts on revenge anyway? Like with other people that kind of are sick of people and they set out for revenge on others. What is your aspect? What's your position? What is your thoughts on revenge?
Oh, thank you, commenter. I see someone said I love Reporter E. Thank you.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, they did.
No,
I want to thank you, commenter. Thank you so much.
No one
Reporter E
watches
loves
this
you back.
show to comment anything. You're gonna make me go on because.
Anywho, to answer your first question,
Go ahead
should
with your
John get
question.
revenge? Yes, I think it's good for the story in order for him to get revenge because you have a lunatic madman running around getting everything he wants. So somebody's got to take care of him.
Sorry, go ahead.
Unprofessional. Why are you playing our show during the show?
Because
Someone commented that they love me. It's okay.
That was just you. You commented it. You
that wasn't me. It was
says
the new Pierce. That's not me.
That is you. Oh,
That's
so
not
somebody
me.
else just has the same last name?
There are a bunch of people with the same last name.
No one has the same last name. We're not going to waste the time on you sending comments to yourself.
Thank you, reporter. Reporter,
so
you love
go
it.
into answering my question. Revenge.
I answered the first part of your question by saying yes, John. Should you continue to let a lunatic and a madman run wild and get everything that he wants? Well, somebody has to capsize that to make the story kind of work. And you continue in the future, people. Just stay tuned. He's not done yet. Anywho, my personal thoughts on revenge, I would say I've had feelings of wanting to get revenge on someone. And in smaller ways, like maybe somebody did something to me on a football field and I got even with them in another way, or in sporting events, but like in relationship and otherwise, I don't think I've ever sought revenge. I've just been mad with that person. And maybe what you quantify as revenge, maybe I did. Is revenge not talking to them anymore? Or, I don't think getting even may make you feel good for the time being, but it's not going to fix the problem, whatever it is. I'm not saying that getting your revenge, getting even is going to necessarily solve everything, because it's not. Sometimes it can leave a bigger hole, or it just doesn't replace the hole of what you feel, And you hear that from some people, from a lot of people in different areas. Sometimes people are like, yeah, I want revenge. And it's not to say people shouldn't have consequences, because I want to distinguish this. There should be consequences for your actions, and there should always be, if you do something wrong in this world, there should be consequences for what you do. Or if you do something right, there should be consequences. There should always be consequences for your actions. Sometimes there isn't for some people. I digress. Anywho, there should always be consequences for your actions. But should there be revenge is something that's totally different. And, I live by a rule that you treat others the way they want to be treated, but also that you treat others the way you want to be treated. And I wouldn't want someone seeking revenge for what
You treat me like shit, so is that the way you want to be treated? Because I can treat you like shit.
I treat you the way you want to be treated, which is like shit. Anyway,
I want to be like shit. Going into my next part to just talk about, it's not really a question, but it's really staying on the same topic, where I just feel like you have one word, and that word is hate. And revenge is just a form of hate.
I disagree.
Huh?
I disagree.
You can't disagree. That's fact.
I disagree. It's not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Tell me why it's not. That revenge is a form of hate.
Hate, feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. I'm not talking about
Webster's Dictionary's definition of two separate words.
Revenge.
What I'm saying is that
the action of inflicting hurt or harm on someone for an injury or wrong suffered. So you can have, first of all, these things aren't always connected. That's why I said I disagree. You can hate someone without wanting to get revenge on them. You could, people, okay, so here's
you didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear.
There are people who hate me and I haven't done anything to them. They just don't like me.
I hate you.
They just don't like me. Again, that doesn't mean that there was something for them to do to get
But
revenge.
here's the thing.
They're not
I'm
connected.
not saying that they're the same word. What I said was that there is hate. Hate can come from different kinds of things: backstabbing, lying, cheating, fighting,
just
revenge.
not liking somebody, because that happens.
All of them.
It just happens.
It can either be a loving action or a hateful action. And revenge is if you have a family tree, it is a family member to hate.
It is not a family
It
member.
is.
No.
It is.
What I would say is, what a better analogy would be is it's a chain reaction, right? So you have someone who does an action to you maybe, or something, and you feel hate, right? You feel hate. And then that chain, that feeling causes you to want to go out and get revenge for whatever they've done. It's a chain reaction.
So hate caused you to go out to do revenge. A sister, brother, cousin, nephew, auntie,
no,
uncle.
it's not a sister or a cousin or a brother.
Connected
it's cause
as
and
the
effect.
same
Get
fucking
the
thing.
analogy right. Your analogy game is horrible.
That
and
is based on
it's horrible.
Hate.
No.
And I think since we have people, even though it's you who's actually commenting,
but it's not me.
It is.
So.
But even though it's you,
A-Rock says, "What is happening?"
Do you think that what?
A-Rock says, "What is happening?"
A-Rock, I don't know who that is. But shouts out to you if you're watching. And then the new Pierce being Emmanuel Pierce, who's commenting. Comment, let us know. Do you really feel that revenge is a form of hate? It's tied and connected somehow to hate, because at the end of the day, that's the overall message for this entire book, is that there's too much hate, is that we can do better as people, that we can change how things are. For everything that's wrong in the world, you don't have to be sad about it and let it build up to where you are so hateful that you set out for revenge. Is John right for it? He took everything from him. But what is that really going to fix to kill Dominic?
You're going to take everything from him, and then they'll be even.
How are they really even? That's the whole problem with people. Oh, you killed my...
and then they'll be even.
If we're speaking just from gang perspective, you killed a guy from my gang, I'm going to go kill a guy from your gang. And the just killing that goes back and forth, because once you kill one guy, he has to go kill that guy. Now we're mad that you killed that guy, got to go back and kill somebody for there. And it just goes back and forth. It's an ongoing thing. And even not just with gangs, but with people in general.
Except for this situation is a gang situation.
Violence.
He kills him. The problem is
violence is another form of hate. It's another uncle.
You are another form of hate. Your face hates
fine.
everyone.
I'm okay with it. I will go down in history with my face right on one of them branches, okay, of hate. Because I hate Reporter E. He's an asshole. He's not a real thing. So that's all I know. But that's my perspective on it. Now, jumping into John. And I want to talk a little bit about Chance and then wrap it up. So, John has gone through this emotional roller coaster. I wouldn't say, I don't remember if he for sure said, hey, I'm going to be a part of the resistance, but I think that he more or less said, hey, I'm going to fight with the resistance. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to help out. Do you think that killing Dominic is enough, or should he at this point, even after, if Dominic is killed, is being a part of the resistance, will that help? Should he join, and would that help?
I feel like the resistance is more than just killing and different things like that. So I do think John should sign up. He should join. But will he? Who knows? I do think that, besides the violence piece of this that needs to happen, because again, you've let a mad dictator run around and get whatever he wants. So John needs to handle his business. But after that, there's still more work to be done in the world. And John should continue the work. Just because Dominic's gone doesn't mean the world may be thrown into more chaos. And so, John, if you're going to take care of Dominic, you should feel an even more heavier responsibility to make sure that the world you're throwing into chaos is going to come out on a better side. That's my perspective.
Okay. Well, looking at Chance, finding out that she was Jesse's daughter, was that a surprise to you? What was your hope after finding that out? Like, what was there things that you wanted to know? I know that you've read the whole series, so you know a lot more in terms of what happened and how it ends. But just coming from that point, what was your point of view when you found that out? Were you shocked? Did you not want it to be? Did you want it to be? Did you want to know more? And if so, what things?
Uh, oh, hold on. I want to read A Rock's comment. A Rock says, well, if someone does something out of hate and someone takes revenge later, I guess that person who took revenge did it by building up hate. So A Rock is saying they're circular. A Rock, I think Michael would agree with you.
Well, I'm going to agree that they're hand in hand because they're on the same family tree. They're cousins that grew up together playing like hide and seek. They're definitely one and the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Hate is just a general word, and there's certain ways people can go out and do hateful things, and revenge, I think, is one of those. So, in some aspect, I'm going to say, yeah, I would agree to say circular, but I'm also going to agree to say family tree.
Yeah. Well, thank you, A Rock, for tuning in and watching the show. We truly appreciate you. Um, Getting back to your question about Chance and the twist in the book, and just I feel like he's a late viewer, so just kind of throw that out there. We're reviewing a book called Legend Story by Michael Bowie. You can buy
Amazon.
Excuse me. You can buy it on Amazon Prime. It can be Kindle and or print copy. Go ahead and pick you up one of those. Yeah, please show the book. So that's what we're doing on this show. We're reviewing that, and we're kind of having a little banter back and forth. We appreciate you tuning in. To answer your question about Chance, I about her being her daughter, it was a twist and a shock. I will say that. But it is part of the kind of the reason people kind of ask me to ask you in my Reporter East segment.
No one asked
those kind of things, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. I agree. It was a good twist. It was a good shock in the book. I think that it creates a divergence of character, right? I feel like there is a side of Jesse that is kind of like Chance. It's bold and that's kind of taking no prisoners and isn't scared and doesn't have fear. And so that connection of those two characters doesn't make sense to me in my mind.
And lastly, just talking about Margaret, I know that we haven't really talked about Margaret a lot, and I know that we are definitely going to talk about her more eventually. But she has been that centerpiece of voice and reason to John, and just talking about how he needs to stand up and do the right thing and be there. Are you kind of sad, and what are your thoughts considering that someone that she's close to, being Jesse, died, and she didn't go to the funeral herself?
No, not everybody is a funeral person. Some people just they can't do it. They can't.
Do you think that's because of like people that can't handle death, that people die? I mean, death is a really touchy subject for anybody. So when someone leaves, for me, I don't like going into hospitals. I really don't like going to funerals. But then you don't go, then everyone's talking shit. Oh, you didn't go to so and so's funeral. Like I don't like being around dead bodies. I don't like. I know everyone's gonna die, but I just don't like it. So, when I wrote that she didn't go and they have such a close relationship and bond and everything, that I was just curious how other people would view that.
Yeah, I feel like not everybody's a funeral. Everybody can't handle that. They can't handle seeing somebody that they knew or loved dead. They can't handle seeing them being put in the ground or, seeing their ashes or whatever preferred method after death you want to use. Some people just can't. They can't handle that feeling. Am I one of those people? No, I go to memorials and I go to funerals just because I feel like it's the right thing to do. But there are a lot of people out there that just emotionally, if they were to do it, it will break them down, and they can't deal with that. Yeah, I know it got dark very quickly. It got dark, A-Rock. I'm sorry.
We just went from Marvel to DC real quick.
Read the book. You read the book and you'll understand why it got dark. But some people can't emotionally handle that.
But here's the thing, like this show, we talk about deep stuff that's not only in live and be able to become part of the conversation to where we can talk about the things that you want to know. If you're someone that has purchased the book, read the book, and maybe you have questions. But all in all, he asks his questions to me as the author, and I ask questions to him as one of the readers, and we hope that everybody can be brought into a conversation not only about the book but about real life shit.
And if you guys have questions too, please get in the comment section. As you can see, we are watching the comment section to kind of get people's comments out there and to kind of have that interactive audience. So please get in the comment section if you have questions for the author or you have questions for me to ask as reporter E to the author.
It's not a real
so
thing.
We just truly appreciate everybody who's tuning in.
Buy into this whole thing. Anyway, yes, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to do a little cheap plug on the future, not just of this channel and this show, but all the other shows that are also on this channel and coming to this channel. So if you're tuning in and you really like the content that you're seeing, there is so much more that you guys can check out. Manny has Manny's Power Hour if you're a big gamer. He has 21-0 podcast if you love sports. We have a Legend Talks if you like reading and you want a good book. We have Filmatic if you love movies, where we review movies each and every single week. TV shows, documentaries, the whole nine. So there's plenty of shows that are coming as well. Please stay tuned. And that's really all that we have for you guys today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching, joining the conversation. And, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell. Tie a little note to a pigeon's leg and send it on its way. Maybe send up some smoke signals so that we can see what your guys' thoughts are. Put it in on the keyboard and let us know what you guys think. And as always, this has been... Oh, I'm about to do my Filmatic.
I don't know why, but you are.
I am the legendary Michael Bowie.
And I'm the legendary Emmanuel Pierce.
And this has been A Legend
Talks. A Legend Talks.
One.